but we are live.
Oh my goodness.
I'll say that every time. As if you're actually surprised. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Creative Thought Podcast. I am James.
You know who I am.
That's Emery, to keep it simple. Thank you for joining us once again. We hope that you loved the first episode. Tell us your favorite thing about the first episode in the comments down below.
Was it me?
Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification icon to let you know when we post our next episode. It's going to be every Tuesday at 9 a.m. That's the plan, as long as technology works right, because, stuff happens. But we stay on top of it. So today we're just going to start off with a real quick thing.
First of all, did you not hear the name? We have a name now.
Oh. So obviously our name is not the, what do you call it? The Unheard Podcast?
Yeah, Unheard Podcast. Because there was something similar. It wasn't the exact same thing, no. So he's like, oh, no, what do we call that? What are we going to call ourselves now? And I was like, let me think about this.
How long did we deliberate over that?
I don't know.
It had been like a couple of hours. Like
it was no hour. It was
fine.
Almost an hour.
It was, let's say, an hour.
I was like, fine. Boom. Here's an idea.
It works. It works. But yeah, there was a very close match. It's called the Unheard Of Podcast. It's about extreme sports and extreme athletes. And I'm like, yeah, it's not exactly the Unheard Podcast, but it's too close. So we went through a lot of options, settled on the Creative Thought Podcast.
He liked none of my other ideas. I don't know how he got this one.
No, we liked some ideas. It's just
he did like some of them. Other ones, he still doesn't like my first idea for the name of the podcast.
You might as well say it, since you keep on hinting at this every time we record an episode.
Yeah, this is only the second episode, though.
Okay, no, but this is really episode number 6.
Remember? Anyway, what we're going to talk about today.
Anyways, yeah, so we settled on the Creative Thought Podcast, just because, it's good, it's not taken. Yeah.
And we want to be creative with our thoughts.
Sounds terrible. That sounds like a terrible pun to a joke or something.
That's not why I came with. That's not the idea behind the name. Anyways.
But so Emery, you start off, since you're the one who saw the video first on Facebook.
Was I?
Yeah, I saw your comments on there by the time I looked at it.
Oh. Anyway, I guess so.
You all right?
How I sound? Sound good? Anyway.
I mean, hopefully.
Hopefully. If y'all don't like it, then y'all probably turned off already. Anyway, this is why I call this Unheard Podcast in the first place.
It's taken. I apologize to everyone who really liked that name. It was taken.
I think we still should have used it.
That's just too close.
Man, I came up with that on the spot right there when we was talking. I was like, oh, that's a good name. Look at me.
It is a good name, but someone also thought that was a good name and did something so close. The difference is 2 letters.
Close, yes.
Literally 2 letters.
One word, but 2 letters. Knocked us out.
Yeah.
Now we're Creative Thought. That's close to Black Thought. Some rappers might be coming for us.
I think Black Thought. I think that's already taken.
It is taken. Anyway. Today,
not by a rapper.
What we're going to be talking about is a video that we saw on Facebook circulating around. From what I saw, is from 2017, about 7 highly intelligent people do. So.
7 things.
7 things.
That highly intelligent. Was it intelligent or successful?
Intelligent.
Okay. Yeah.
Intelligent. 7 habits highly intelligent people do. And James wants to talk about this because, we want to throw it out there, get it to you, some information, because that's what we want to do in the podcast, give y'all something to think about, in the creative realm, and things that you possibly may not have put some thought into before. Not saying that y'all don't think about things. It's just something you may not have thought about before. My words is getting all mixed up, man.
Man, apparently, he said, not saying y'all don't think about it. like, what?
It's just
Not to offend anybody if you
not
don't
to
think.
offend. Hey, some people get offended.
Oh,
Some people
man.
get offended. I'm like, that's not what I meant, and I'm sorry you're offended.
They gonna take it that way anyways.
They do.
They really do. But
People
that's
get-
all right.
people get
They'll be
mad.
okay.
I was man, ain't nobody insulting you, man. Calm down.
Anyways,
Anyways, we just wanted to pass along this because we thought it was interesting and worth sharing. So the first one is learn something new. So James, what do you think about that?
I agree.
Why?
Because if you're not learning, you're not growing. If you're not growing, you're just sitting there doing nothing. Like I'm always trying to learn something new. It's not like, oh, go to school, sit in the classroom, read a textbook or something like that, or take an online course, even one of these free online courses. But just expose yourself to something that's different, something that's not natural to you. Like me, I'm an audio guy. I love audio, but delving into video was a totally different ball game. Like just learning the technical stuff behind ISO and proper exposure and log profiles and this, that, and the other, and all this scientific stuff behind it, and then also the creative parts behind it too. Like what is his name? Parker Walbeck on YouTube. He showed things such as different types of shots that invoke different types of emotions or tell a story in a better way than maybe another one would. Just learning those different aspects of videography and editing, that just exposed my mind to something new, and that's a form of learning as well. So it doesn't have to be like you're reading out of a textbook, but what's something that is kind of challenging you.
Hold up,
Challenging
though.
your mind.
Hold up. Before we talk about me, let's go back to
What?
the visual aspects of storytelling.
Oh yeah.
And how that relates to opening up your mind, because that's what learning a new skill does. It opens up your mind. So that's what highly intelligent people do. They're always expanding their perspective on things, and that's what that visual part of storytelling does. So you have books, you read those, whatever, and then when it comes to visual storytelling, sometimes a lot of people go for those dry shots, those little boring shots. And what you were just saying is listening to some of those people and watching their videos, it opened your mind to different ways of telling a story. And I've done that a lot because I've wanted to get into movies and stuff ever since I was a kid. So I've viewed those things and watched those things, and I'm very critical of those things. So when it comes to telling a story, you can tell a story without words.
Very true.
And being able to capture those shots and tell the story without words, just the blocking and the camera angle and the different positions of a person, which is blocking, sort of tell a story without words. So you should be, if you have the right choreographer and the right videographer, you can tell a story. Turn off the sound, watch it, and still know what's going on. And that's the mark of a good storyteller, at least from my perspective.
No, I agree. And one of the primary examples of it, that which I didn't really think about, but I'm like, okay, that makes sense when I was watching this video on different shots that give different impressions. We totally going off on a tangent, but that's all right.
Hey.
Anyways,
I like this tangent.
and one was just when you have just a wide shot and your main character or the subject that you're focusing on is just a small piece in that wide shot. That gives like a feeling, that gives the implication of like insignificance or some type of bad news or kind of negative feeling in the shot.
It can.
It can, or
Yeah.
at least that's a big thing that can be expressed. And I'm like, that really makes sense. So if you see someone, if they're just like sitting down on a sidewalk and it's just them on the sidewalk and you know that that's the person that you're focusing on. There's no one else in the shot, just them sitting there, but you can see the entire, like, I don't know, front of a school or something like that. Okay, well, you kind of get some lower feelings, some more negative feelings, or some feeling of less
Isolation.
Isolation.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Just from that shot, because it feels like that person is such a small part of everything else that's on the screen.
Yeah. It can also show scale. So when it comes to like a person in a city and they show how wide it is, it shows that that person isn't the only person in the city. It's not the only person that we care about. There are other people here, and this city is something you can feel, and it can make it another character in the story. So once you go wide and then go small and then it shows some of the little intricate parts of the city, it gives that city a feeling. So then it's not just, oh, we're following this one character, that's all we care about. It shows that there's a lot of people here, and whatever is going to happen here might affect multiple people if it's not a, small story about just one or two people, a couple or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, I like this tangent that we went down, because I could talk about video shots for like days.
I know we could, but we definitely got to.
Yeah, we got to keep going. And so when it comes to, for me, learning something, I took time every couple years, I'll try to learn a new language. I got some stuff on my phone now for learning a new language. A couple years ago, I was learning Japanese, learning sign language. I think everybody should learn sign language, personally. I've always wanted to learn sign language ever since I was in kindergarten, and they never had that as an elective or anything.
Yeah, middle school, high school, it was never an elective anywhere.
Really. And so I was like, well, there's people who are deaf. We should be able to communicate with them. Like, we shouldn't always have to be like, oh, you have to read my lips because I don't know what you're saying. Like, we should learn sign language. I think that should be a major part of everybody's life, because you never know when you're going to run into somebody deaf. There might be places where it's too loud for you guys to hear each other, or you guys might have something on, some noise canceling things, and you can still communicate to one another through sign language. Or you could be in a home invasion. Somebody could be over there, and you're over here, and you guys are both hiding, and you're like, what are we going to do? And you're like, oh, I can't talk to you. And it starts throwing up some signs.
No, man, that's when you use that tactical sound.
Exactly. Here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I don't know that sign language either, but
in an event,
that's what I'm trying to learn.
I try to learn something new every day. Languages, a new way to do something that I've already done 1,000 times. Try to get a new perspective on things. So I always try to learn something new. Number 2 is meditation or mindfulness. And we can throw in there prayer, because
that's meditation.
It's a form of meditation.
Yeah, I feel like that fits in. So you start off.
Well, because it says prayer and meditation in the Bible. So those are two different things.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's very true.
So reason that you want to do prayer, meditation, and mindfulness is so that you will take time to reflect on what you do have and what's going on in the moment. It gives you a chance to relax and reflect, because we're always so busy that we're not taking the time to chill out. You know what I mean? You just don't want to just like vegetate at a couch and watch TV. Sometimes you really need to reflect, focus, relax, and be mindful of what's going on around you so you can recharge. And I think that's a better way to recharge than just watching TV and just zoning out.
I agree, because when you're watching TV and zoning out, you're still getting this input that's kind of influencing you. It's They say it's called
entertainment for a reason, because it enters you and tames your brain.
Hey, wait, what's that? The R. Kelly memes.
Think about it.
Think about it. But yeah, I agree. It should be more than just sitting down, chilling out on Netflix or YouTube, which I tend to do a lot of YouTube. I'm guilty. I'm sorry. I don't meditate as much as I should. I YouTube tape. I don't know. I made up a word that didn't work. Anyways. Anyways, yeah. So I agree because the thing is, when you're meditating, you are kind of controlling what you're taking in. You're taking notice of all the things around you, without anything forcing its way into you. So with Netflix, YouTube, or even listening to music. It's almost like that medium is taking bandwidth of your attention, and when it's there, it's inevitable that it's gonna be stealing your attention, or even your phone if you're scrolling on social media. It's gonna be stealing away your attention, so you're not aware of your environment. You're not actively reaching out with your mind to other things that are going on. So I agree that should be separate from meditation, mindfulness, where you can just slow down. Like, hey, what do I hear? How do I feel? What does it smell like right now? Just what do I see outside? I don't even want. I'm sorry. I know I had to do something. What does it smell like right now?
Gotta open the window.
If you don't like it, open a window. You can look out the window while you're doing that. But yeah, I agree that it is really important just to remain aware of.
Man,
yourself.
that's why you think people was up on the porch, man.
Hey, that's
Just chilling out on the porch.
man.
That's being mindful. It's just taking in the scenes
I miss that
and chilling.
I miss being able to just dude. When I used to live with my parents, in Surprise, Arizona, thunderstorms would come through, rainstorms would come through, and when it was like a heavy monsoon season rainstorm, like flash flood conditions, and the lightning was serious, like it can be like that sometimes in Arizona. Me, my dad, my mom, we would just sit outside. My sister didn't like it, or maybe sometimes she would. We would just sit outside in the middle of a rainstorm and just watch the light show and watch the rain. Because it would be so cool.
Yeah.
And the air would be fresh because it's raining, so it's not like this blistering heat. And it was just great. And you would just sit there and take in nature and hey, I'm taking in the cold from the rain. I'm taking in all this light that's going on. The wind, just observing what's around me. Even though it is kind of taking up a lot of your attention, but even still, it just makes you more aware.
It's
of
practice.
yourself.
It's still practicing mindfulness.
Yeah, because in that same space, you can hey, I'm kind of chilly.
Yeah.
Am I comfortable?
Yeah.
Why does this make me feel good? Because this is making me feel good right now. Then you can just start to do some introspection when you're in that type of environment. I feel like watching TV, it's meant to distract you. It was built to distract you.
Yeah. Social media in general is meant to distract you from what's going on in here, right here, and out there. It's just supposed to focus you on the screen. And you can also practice mindfulness by going for a walk, even if that's in the city. It doesn't have to be out in the forest or anything like that. You can practice mindfulness with each step. Just focus on your steps, focus on your breath, focus on what's going on, the vehicles passing by. It's just another form of meditation and mindfulness, and it's something that I try to practice every day.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like that's something that successful people do because then they become more aware of themselves and how they are.
It's just intelligent people, not successful people.
Or, I'm sorry, intelligent people. I don't know why, but hey, successful people as well.
Maybe, hopefully.
But intelligent people, just because they're more aware of who they are and how they are, and they can, and because they're more aware of who and how they are, they can better act in ways that will. What am I trying to say? I guess I should say successful because that's what I'm really leaning towards. Because they'll do things in a way that will attribute them more to success. Does that make sense? I might be using the wrong words for that, But if you know how you are, if you know your tendencies, if you're sure on what you like and what you don't like, this, that, and the other, there are things that you will compromise on. There are things that you won't compromise on. But you know the steps that you need to take to move towards your success, to move towards your betterment as a person, and it'll make the path easier because you are well aware of your tendencies.
Number 3.
Okay, number 3, switching hands.
Switching hands. I've done that twice in my life where I took a long period of time to learn how to write with my left hand. And I need to get back to that because I haven't done it in about, probably over a year.
You said over a year.
Yeah.
I don't do it as often because for some reason I feel like it benefits me to switch hands and because I'm just like, it's a challenge.
It is.
A challenge is just I can't.
I think that's why I stopped the first time because it wasn't challenging. It was no longer challenging. I was like, man, I'm killing this, and I was like,
But why? Why'd you stop though?
Cause I got it.
Okay, but you said you're killing this, but were you as proficient with your weak hand as you were with your strong hand?
My handwriting with my left hand was better than other people's with their right hand. I've seen other people be like, ew, this is ugly. And then I'm like looking at my left hand, I was like, all right, look at me.
But were you as good as yourself?
Okay, when it comes to my handwriting with my right hand, I have been told by a lot of women, you write like a girl. They don't say girl, they say another word. And I'm like, hey, don't talk to me like that.
Hey, they're like, hey, I don't
you're
like that word.
You're disrespecting all women by saying that.
Watch your language.
Yeah, watch your language. If you want to say something like that, I write like a lady. Okay, fine, thank you. They meant it as a compliment, and I was like, well, sort of a compliment, backhanded compliment by saying what I,
Thank you.
yeah. It's like, well, I take pride in how I write. Okay. And I take time. Like if I have to write on a surface like this, I will put other pieces of paper underneath it if I'm writing in pen.
I have to do that too
because I'm like, no, my handwriting isn't gonna look ugly.
Because like the hard surface, it's like,
yeah,
no, I need like just a
just
a slight soft surface.
So when it comes to like my left hand, I put 30 years in the right one. Right. Like looking at me at 17, it would take 17 years to get that good with my left hand to write with my right hand.
But what if you were approaching like all walks of life that way? Not just writing.
Well, I sort of do approach other parts of life like that, to where it's like, okay, I did my best, and now I got to do it again in this area. Still better than everybody else.
Okay. But is the standard really everybody else?
No, the standard for me in my regular thing
better than yourself.
I'm saying the standard for me in my regular area has been met. Now I have to do it in this other area. I don't know if I'm ever going to reach there because I set the bar so high. I just know.
Hey, bro.
I'm number 2. I'm number 1 and number 2.
Don't shy away from it. But I agree that switching hands just for the purpose of, hey, it's a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
It engages your brain. It sets new paths in the neurons, blah, 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 something like that. I don't know.
I'm going to go back to it.
But
like I haven't done it in a year. I'll still do it again.
But yeah, every now and then I'll do something where I usually do it left-handed. I'll just
do it with your right hand?
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? Let me try some. Let me do something that I usually only do left-handed with my right hand. I don't know about writing, but
oh, he's left-handed. So
I'm the only left-handed person in my immediate family.
I know a lot of left-handed people.
I can't draw.
You're the only left-handed person I know that can draw.
Or maybe I just haven't put in the time to build the skill to draw.
I don't think my cousin draws. So there's 2 of you.
But I am artistic. I love music. I love making music. There's that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
there are things that I can do with my left hand that I don't do with my right hand. And I'm right-handed.
Like what?
Opening jars. Always left hand.
See, that's one of the things that I do with my left hand that sometimes I'll just do with my right, just to do.
Like I'm like, how do you do this? It doesn't feel natural opening it with my right hand. So it's just like, and I'm just like, feel like Patrick. Put your hand on the lid, the lid, the lid, the lid, the lid, the lid, the lid.
Oh man,
It's like I don't know where the lid is. And my left hand is just like.
Only because I've grown used to it, just because that's the way things are done, is like using a mouse with
with your right hand?
with my right hand.
Yeah.
If I'm drumming, drumming is like a right hand dominant
It is.
art form. So that is just you lead with your right hand, and that's it. Like right hand hi hat. If you're drum line snare, you start with your right hand. That's just how it is. So in certain things, I'm just used to doing my right hand, just because that was a standard set, and that's how I was raised, trained, whatever.
I'm left foot dominant.
So you're right-handed but left foot dominant?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just completely left side dominant.
You're weird, James. Number 4 is getting sleep. And I get that sleep. Let me tell you about that.
I should get that sleep.
You what?
I said I should get that sleep. I'm not gonna front. I got like 4 hours of sleep last night.
I got like 7.5.
I'm jealous. Yeah, lately, coronavirus, this, that, and the other, world stressors.
World stressors? What's that got to do about you right
Having
now?
to stay inside, like other things, caused me to. I have trouble sleeping. Dude, seriously, there was a period where I would go days at a time without sleeping. Like in the past, 3 months.
I did not know this.
Yes, yeah. Like I'll get maybe 1 or 2 hours of sleep. It was terrible. I hated it. And I'll be at work, and it would be like a video conference, and like, James, you good? It's like, yeah, just not sleeping. It's like, oh, are you sure? Are you okay? They'll be concerned about me, and I'm just like, hey, I don't know, just not sleeping. It's like, why not? It's like,
Mind your business. I don't know the answer.
Hey.
I don't know the answer. I can't give it to you.
I wish if I knew, I'll be sleeping right now. It's like, hey, listen to this in the bud. Like, you think I want to be up here exhausted?
Dude, I be asleep.
Man,
I mean, my mind races a lot, so then it's hard to get to sleep. Once I'm asleep, I'm gone.
dude, that's the real issue is my mind races a lot, and you can try to calm your thoughts, but it takes some discipline.
It doesn't take discipline. What it does, I told my mom this, and I told James this, and now I'm gonna share it with all of you. I am a Christian. I am a Bible believing Christian. All right, and I believe
Bible thumper.
that
I'm kidding.
I believe that our bodies have a sin nature. Okay? So, here's my proposal for if you can't sleep. You start reading your Bible and praying. And then your sin nature is going to be like, I don't want to do that. And you'll be knocked out.
You sure enough told me this.
You'll be over there at midnight trying to read the Bible, be like, okay, let me read. Oh, I'm getting a little sleepy. Let me keep trying to read. And then you wake up at 6 a.m. Like, what happened?
Well rested.
Well rested. Your body's like, I didn't want to do that. I don't want to do that. No. As long as you can focus your mind to stay on that and not be thinking about other stuff, then your body will be like, I'm too sleepy. We're not praying right now. We're sleeping. That's what happened to me a couple nights ago. I was like,
But
Lord,
you know what
let
that is,
me.
though? You know what that is, though?
What?
I think that falls under meditation.
What? No, I'm saying that your body's just going to
No.
knock itself out.
No, I mean, you're focusing your mind on a single activity, and you're training it in that. Your mind gets tired. It's a muscle.
Nah, I've
And-
done other things where I'm like, well, let me just do
Like
this.
what?
Let me read something else.
Well, no, something that requires something that requires your full activity. It's not like where you're just like trying to pass the time on your phone and you're playing a game and it doesn't really require anything of you. Mm-hmm. But if you're reading a book,
I said,
word for word,
I'm reading other books. My body stays engaged. It's like, oh, we're doing something now.
I mean, that's between you and God. Like, I don't
like,
know
you know how many
you
people
about.
been in intercessory prayer just be like, man, it's hard to stay awake.
Yeah,
They'll get tired once they start praying. Yeah, because the spirit is willing,
but the body is weak sauce.
Yes, your flesh is weak. Not my flesh. I work out. Anyway, making social connections. That's number 5.
That's one after this one.
James is good at that. Go.
Yeah, so I'm not a social person.
He's better at making social connections.
I would say I'm introverted. I honestly don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna front. What if it were me trying to meet people on social media or in person? I'm not gonna talk a lot. You'll say that I'm quiet because I am. Yeah, because I just struggle with. First of all, do I want to put the energy into building this connection? Is this connection even going to pay off in the end? Am I going to do something to mess it up or be awkward? Because I'm not going to front. I tend to be an awkward person. If you haven't caught that in the first episode, that's how I am. He is too.
Your mama's awkward. No, I'm just kidding. Not true. Oh, no, wait a minute.
My mom's going to watch this episode.
His mom is a wonderful person. Not his mom in particular. I'm not talking about you, Sister Flat.
Oh, shout out to Mom. Shout out. She's a real one.
Those are two. Those are two. I already got those guns cocked. He said something. Pow! Your mama.
Oh man.
And we're recording this.
Yep, and this is going up. I mean, it's in there. It's recorded.
Okay.
It's in the camera. But
Your mom's not there. She's not here.
no,
She'll remember. I wasn't talking about you. That's just something that I say.
But I think social connections. I'm not going to say that is an attribute of all intelligent people, but I do think that it can be one aspect of intelligence, like social intelligence, knowing how to interact with people, knowing how to figure out what they like, what they don't like, how to talk to them in an effective way. I think that's a sign of social intelligence. Mm-hmm. But there are plenty of very intelligent people who are like, I'm not talking to anybody.
Yeah.
Because they'll be doing their thing, they'll meditate, they'll learning something new constantly, they'll be digging into their craft,
mm-hmm.
just all that good stuff. But they're like, social connections. That's a skill that I don't see the value in, or I don't have the time to invest in.
James doesn't care about people.
Wow, that's
what I gathered from that.
That's a reach. That's totally different.
He doesn't care about you.
That's totally different than one social connection. That is totally different. The reason being is not caring about someone versus not caring to have a connection with them. I mean, you can be concerned about honestly though. You can care about someone's general well-being. Like, I'm not going to look at some stranger and be like, well, I hope they die. Like, no, I don't. Every person I meet, I hope you're doing well in life. I hope you go far. You do this, that, and the other. Achieve your dreams, as long as they're sensible and nothing crazy.
I'm gonna do crazy.
But there's that. There's a general respect in wanting for someone's well-being, mm-hmm. and then there's wanting to develop a relationship with somebody.
It took me everything not to say, I know all this already, James, because we're recording this and other people need to hear it.
Yes, Emery, I know.
Because I know. I said what I said as a joke because I already know how it works. And I was like, oh, wait, no, he's explaining this for other people.
On social connections.
Social connections. I know how to and I can engage in social connections. I believe I have a high emotional intelligence. I can go out. I just don't like to. And for the reasons that I, sort of teased my co-host here for, like, I don't really care to meet that many people.
Say coworker.
I was. Because I'm thinking, like, I have to go to work in like 40 minutes. I have to go to work.
Oh.
So that's why coworker was on my mind. Yeah, like for the same reasons he doesn't want to like make that many social connections. And he stated, I don't like to make that many social connections. I like to be up here. I am an introvert to the core. I like to do my own thing. And there's two people that meet me, and they have two separate ideas of me. There's people that are like, hey, this dude's fun. He's funny. And they think I'm an extrovert. And then there's people like, this guy never talks. He's so quiet. He's shy. What's wrong with him? He's weird. Say something. And I'm just like, man, I'm minding my own business. That's what I like to do. I like to think. I'm constantly thinking. I am meditating. I am reading. I am watching something. I am learning. I'm minding my business. It's peaceful here. Then, if I'm in the right setting and I have to be the one to take a lead, I'm taking the lead. I'm going to be the social one. I'm going to get people involved. And I will make sure that I can not push them in a certain way to where they're not comfortable feeling, in their feelings. So I have to sort of like gauge how they feel, what they're doing by their social cues. And then the rest, I just mind my business.
Yeah, and you said something where, oh, dang it, that light just went out.
Can you still see me? Oh my gosh.
Pause.
Am I?
So, sorry for that commercial break.
Yeah. The light went out over here, and James said, I'm too dark to be seen on camera without this light.
Well, technically, I guess I'm darker than him. But
yeah, he called me Blackie.
Anyways, but another thing as well when it comes to social connections is I'm more concerned about the quality than the quantity.
Me too.
And I cannot make a ton of quality social connections.
That is true.
It's not in me.
I focus on like one or two.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, it's like to make a bunch of quality social connections.
It's not possible.
Yeah. I'm just like unnecessary. I'm not putting the energy into that. I just need a few. Like, just need a few. I'm good. I'm solid. But next one, exercise. And
what is that? How do you do that?
He said, how do you do that? I do think exercise is important because obviously physical reasons. It gets the blood flowing. Mm-hmm. It works your muscles. It gets those nutrients to the brain. It feeds the brain, helps it to grow, and gives it what it needs to be able to operate on a higher level. That's why I think. And then also it's just things like another challenge, mind over matter. Exercise, believe it or not, is more about the mind than it is.
Don't look at me.
Body.
Look at them.
Well, I mean, I think exercise. The body is huge, but I think a large part of exercise is more about the mind than the body. The reason being is that really you're not going to see the benefits of exercise unless you push yourself to your limits through your mind, because your body can go far. You just won't know how far it can go until it's at the point where you're purely going off of your discipline.
Off of your willpower.
Willpower, that's what I'm looking for.
I have several injuries to where my mind said I could do it. And my body was like, we ain't trained for this.
Okay, caveat, listen to your body. Caveat.
Like, I'm sitting here in pain right now because of an injury. I pushed myself way too far.
Like,
now I was in high school.
I hurt myself in high school too, but it wasn't because of that. It was because
I ran so fast that my body couldn't handle it.
Oh, and he tore his abs.
I'm still in pain.
So, caveat, listen to your body, because even if your body's like, okay, I should put a caveat into that. So when I say,
Aren't you doing that right now?
I should clarify the caveat.
Wasn't that what you were going to do
I
when
should
you were going to
clarify
say
even
caveat?
further. So when
There's
I
a
say
caveat on the caveat.
I
y'all.
say mind over matter, I'm talking about your body's like, I'm too tired, but you're like, no, we can go further. If your body's like, I'm exhausted, I'm too tired, I can't do this. This weight's too heavy. It's like, you know what? You know you can do it. Your mind just has to be set to where we're going to achieve this. Now, if your body is saying this pain is excruciating and your muscles about to rip, like, listen to your body. You need to get yourself to a place to where you know what pain is pain that you can work through, and what pain is a sign that you need to stop, is a sign that you should not reach a certain point. And that's something that I've still yet to reach. I'm not totally familiar with, but I've gotten to a decent place to where I can tell what pain is good pain and what pain is you need to stop pain.
I know through one, feeling it and experiencing it, two different things. Um, I've experienced it. Well, I felt it in like, oh snap, I need to stop right now because I like to push myself past my limits. I'm like Goku like that. So I try not to laugh at that one. I try to push myself past my limits, even though, hold up, first, exercise, why it's something that intelligent people do, you get your body engaged. Get your body engaged, it gets the blood pumping. And then that blood goes into your brain, and now all your muscles, and then you feel great, and then it allows you to do other things throughout your day. When it comes to pushing yourself, the other part of me where I actually got these injuries were from just exploding into the act. There was like one
So
time.
the truth comes out.
Yeah, there was no my body saying, "Hey, we can't do this." I'm just pushing myself. Boom, 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 pow. I was like, "Ouch, this hurts." Let me keep running. Or or like,
Said, "Let me
"Hey,
keep running."
hey, I think I can touch that," and so I'll jump up and touch it, and then injure another part of my body. Because like I jumped higher than I've ever jumped before, further than I've ever jumped before.
So was it in
another
the jump
injury
where the
there.
injury happened, or the landing?
The landing for one of them.
Wait, you've hurt yourself
Multiple times jumping. Dude, I used to just jump. Like,
I mean, I did too, but you out here just, dang.
you gotta push yourself, man.
Don't listen to this man.
Yes. Listen to me. I reached new heights. Literally.
Literally.
I am not tall. I'm just gonna say that.
He also experienced new thresholds of pain.
Yes. I am not tall at all. I was shorter my sophomore year in high school, and these guys were like, hey, they were just jumping. They were seniors, touching the rim. And I was like, I can do that. I was like, something within me was just like, I have reached that level.
Oh, I'm going to do that.
Like, I have unlocked this, and I'm going to touch that no matter what. And I was like, look out. No, I'm pretty sure I was like 5'1", 5'2" at that time.
Dang, dude.
And this is a 10-inch rim. This is a regulation rim. And I had been like touching this 9-foot vaulted ceiling. The ceiling was vaulted at our house. So there was a part where I could touch it. And, 8th grade, 9th grade, I'm touching it. My hand's all the way up here now on the wall. And my mom's like, you gotta clean the wall. I was like, I can't reach that high. Like, would you? It's like 9.5 feet. How am I supposed to get up
Sounds
there?
like my sister with my nephews.
Yeah, so like that's what I was doing. So at this point, sophomore year, I'm like, man, I can touch that. And I went to go touch it, ran, jumped, grabbed it.
Oh man!
Unexpectedly, and I kept flying as I grabbed. I was like, "Oh look!" I grabbed it and I was like, "Ah!"
Dang, yeah, that.
Yeah,
No, ouch.
yeah, it hurt for a while.
I can only imagine.
Then there was an injury because I was pushing myself again. Where I was working at Target and we were throwing these pallets into this bin, and there's this huge guy, huge. And I didn't do this on purpose. It was just him and myself throwing these in there. He throws one, I throw one. And I threw it further. And he was like, oh, you think you're better than me? I was like, what? No.
Wait, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what challenge?
Like, are you? So he picks up one and throws it. And then I was like, all right, fine. So I pick up one, didn't know. I just reached back and pick up one.
Oh, you didn't look?
I didn't look.
Oh, man.
And you know there's different type of pallets, right?
Yeah, dude.
We were throwing the thin pallets.
Oh, you picked up a...
I picked up a red one.
Oh,
and
no.
now those ones are thick.
Yes, I know. Oh my!
I got here and I was like, oh God. And I was like, well.
He said, I ain't backing down now.
I got to do what I got to do.
Oh, no, man.
And this huge dude threw his like regular pallets. There's like 3 types of pallets.
Which was it was a blue or non-painted one?
Well, there's the blue and the red ones are the same type of thickness.
Okay.
And it was that thick, heavy one. Like if you drop a pallet down in those, it's not going to break. I mean, not a pallet, a bale. From all the like.
Oh, a bale. Oh,
yeah. If you
cardboard bales.
Yeah, if you drop that on there, it's not going to break. Like the 2 other ones that they have, it might break. There's the flimsy one, the mid one, and then the super thick ones. I picked up that super thick one. Didn't know. I was like, and I was like, crap. Well, he threw I think like a regular one, and I was like, I gotta throw it further than that. I did. I was in pain.
Man.
Push myself past my limits, though. Hey, that's what you're supposed to do in life.
Right there.
You have to push yourself past your limits. The pain will pass.
Not for no pallet.
The pain pass. Anyway.
Okay, no, see, that's like, remember I told you that day I was squatting at the base?
Mm-hmm.
So, I was going to Stray Mountain, went to the base gym to work out, and it was leg day, and I was squatting. Man,
every day's leg day.
See, you know what it was? It was pride. Because this dude came up to me. He's like, hey, yo, how old are you? I'm like, first of all, I thought that was weird. I was like,
19.
Yeah, I'm like, 19. He's like, yo, like, not to be weird or anything, but like, you got like better squat form like than half the dudes in here. I was like, you know, it's kind of a weird comment, but shoot, man. Shoot, thanks, bro. So, you know what I did?
You tried to go harder.
No, I went harder. You said try, dude, man. I think I hit like.
That doesn't mean do more weight. What the heck, man?
No, man. I did like.
Don't be like James. Be like me.
I think I did like 5 more sets. I was on set 2 or 3, and I was like, you know what? I did 5 more sets. I went up to a 45 and a 35, a 45, 35, and a 5 or something like that. It wasn't quite 2 45s,
mm-hmm.
and it was a 45-pound bar. And then after that, after I finished squatting, I got on the treadmill and burned out running. Dude, let me tell you, it wasn't even pain.
You couldn't walk.
I just couldn't feel my legs. Like I walked out the gym, there was a curb out. Like you remember how the base gym is, that huge curb going into the parking lot? And there was a step down curb into the parking lot. I stepped down, I literally almost fell in the parking lot because I couldn't walk down that one step because my legs were so tired. And then dude, for the next 4 days, I could not do anything. Like I was running late for class the next day, I couldn't even run. I could barely get in and out of my car.
Basically, here's the takeaway for number 6, which is exercise in moderation.
Yes.
Yes, push yourself.
Don't overdo it.
Just don't overdo it.
That's what my dad always told me. I didn't listen. Not that day.
I try not to overdo it. Still,
wait.
I might explode. And then injure myself anyway. I'll deal with the consequences as they come.
I'm about to cut the sneezes out.
Oh, so whatever I said right now just got cut out because James was sneezing.
We can't be having sneezing this
yes,
podcast.
Yes, we can. We can do whatever we want. It's our podcast.
But that's what I want. No sneezing.
That got cut too. Anyway.
But that's what I want. No sneezing.
Okay. You know there's going to be a cut right there. There's going to be a cut. That's what I want, no sneeze.
It's going to be like, that's what I want.
All right, number 7. We're going to get through this real quick. Got to be to work in 25 minutes.
He's a working man.
I work like 10 minutes away, though, so it's all good.
Ladies, hit him up.
Don't hit me up. I'm not looking for nobody. Those social connections?
He looking for love.
No, I'm not.
Emerlamb on IG.
Don't.
Ladies,
Unless you're trying to buy some
ladies,
artwork.
You like a black bearded man?
Dude, I trimmed the beard yesterday. You can barely see it.
Hey, don't matter. You know why? Because yours connects. Mine ain't even there yet.
You hear that? Real man, no.
Looking on the bright side, like right now, on the bright side, my facial hair is growing. That's the bright side.
Somewhat.
But this is a habit of...
That's number 7, looking on the bright side.
Oh, yeah, number 7. This is a habit of intelligent people. And I think that this is a very good habit of intelligent people.
Like I said, I was working at Target. That guy that I was throwing the thing with, when I first started working at Target, his brother was working there too. I love to look on the bright side.
His brother did not.
He was like, I want to shoot this guy. And I was like, what? Because I was just happy.
He said that?
Yes.
Oh,
And I found out he shot somebody else. And I was like, oh, crap.
What?
Yeah, and then they wanted to hang out with me later. I was like, dude, y'all just said my upbeat attitude annoyed you, and you want to hang out with me? My life is in danger. I'm not going to hang out with y'all.
Good job, Emery. I'm glad you didn't.
It's like, you guys are going to try and kill me.
Offer.
Yeah, I'm going to just say one wrong thing, annoy you, and you're going to be like, ugh. Now I got to run.
That's how it's going to go now. You're going to dodge bullets?
Dodge bullets. Now I got to jump out the window.
I'm going to juke a bullet?
Yes. All bright side stuff right there.
Oh, man. All bright side.
Yeah, I love to look on the bright side because there's 2 sides to everything. You can look at the negative, you can look at the positive. Well, it's 3, actually. You can look at it how it really is. And how it really is can change. And it can change by your outlook. The way that you're looking at a situation dictates how you're going to operate in that situation. It means that if there's something negative and you're looking at it that way, you will lean towards it coming true. That doesn't mean that it's negative or positive. It just could be that's the way it is. And the way that you act in that situation can bring about the result that you're thinking about. It doesn't happen all the time because there are some positive things that I was like, hey, and it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. That doesn't change the future events in which I want to come to pass later. Because I know my presence can make a difference. So if my presence can make a difference, your presence can make a difference too, in a positive sense. So I always try to look at the bright side. I try to be like Captain America in Endgame. There's wells in the Hudson.
So I do think it's important to look on the bright side because, yes, your outlook on something will influence your attitude, influence your actions, and with your attitude, it will also influence how people may perceive or act towards you.
In that situation.
In that situation. So those things can really have an effect on your situation itself. Now, with that said, do I always look on the bright side? No. Me and Emery talked about this not too long ago where there are some times where I'm just like, hey, I'm in a bad mood, and I'm not going to front to you. I'm trying to be in a bad mood. Like, all these, like, he would make a joke or something, and I'm just like, I'm not going to laugh at that.
Because he wants to be mad.
Because I want to be bad. And, you know, people feel like that way sometimes. It's not wrong of someone to feel a certain way, but I think the error comes in persisting in feeling that way, intentionally persisting in feeling that way when you do know that you could have a better attitude about something. That is where I think the error is in, and it just benefits you as a whole. I mean, when we're talking about intelligence, a better attitude just benefits the brain overall. It affects your brain chemistry. It affects, your memory. It affects how you compute things. It's just the number of things that are affected by your attitude alone is vast and kind of, it's crazy, honestly.
Attitude affects everything.
It does. It does. So try to keep a good attitude. Keep a good attitude. Don't try. Be successful because you can do it. I believe in you. But yeah, so that was the last one. And I think we're going to have to wrap it up here, guys, because this dude has to get to work. Mm-hmm. I got to get to editing this video. Someone just shot me a text, but that's none of y'all's business. Anyway, but
text can wait.
Yeah, but
that's why I text instead of call, because I'm like, they can get back to it when they get back to it.
Very true. But what we are going to do is we're going to leave a link to the original video down below this one, down in the caption. So check that out. Leave a comment what you thought of the video, what your ideas are on these 7 points. We'll put them on the screen right now. And once again, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, because we just want to have a conversation with everybody out there. Let us know what you think. So thanks for joining us today.
Hold up, though. Here's my takeaway.
Oh,
you over here trying to end it
all quick. I didn't even
all
let you.
Quick.
I'm so sorry.
Here's my takeaway.
I'm so sorry.
Out of those 7 things, we're going to recap. It's learn something new, meditation and or mindfulness, switching hands, getting sleep, making social connections, exercise, and looking on the bright side. I have 6 out of 7 of those qualities. And I will never get the 7th one down, which for me is making social connections. I'm going to mind my own business, which means that I will never be truly intelligent. Do they do all of them? Or is it just some?
No, I don't think it's all encompassing.
You have to have all 7 or else you're dummy. Which means that I'm dumb.
Please don't dislike this video because of this man's statements. He's over here trying to sabotage us. But
if you can't take a joke, then dislike the video.
What about other people who got like 6 out of 7?
Okay. Then you can improve. And I believe in you. Look on the bright side.
And I believe in him.
I believe in me too.
That he can improve and get that 7.
Oh, I'm not going to work on the social skills. My social skills are fine where they're at. If I am put in a situation, boom, I can do it. If I don't have to be in that situation, I'm going to mind my own business. Yeah. Oh, wait, like, more time to think?
You said more time to think?
Let me go sit in this corner real quick.
More time for introspection?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
It is.
Oh, man. But
I'm sit in this corner and daydream.
So is that it,
Yes.
All right, well, I guess
6 out of 7, I'm done. That doesn't mean you are. That just means I am. I hold myself to a different criteria.
I'll say 5.5 out of 7. I work out, but not consistently. I just actually started back this week, and I'm feeling sore all over.
Who needs to work out, James? Working out's for suckers.
This part of the video is going up. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
He's over here abusing me.
Just like you verbally abused me, calling me darky.
Wow. Why would I call you darky when I'm darker than you?
Self-hate.
Get off. Adios. Talk to y'all later. Subscribe.